Call, we're going to get a sports talk in right now with Johnny Byers.
Oh.
Johnny Byers.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Good. Hey, Jeff, are you out there? Hello, man.
Hi.
Just want to say hi. Johnny Byers is on the phone. If Jeff wants to come in, he can. But I guess not. Are the Bruins playing right now?
Well, they're 6.5 minutes out from the end of the first period, and it's 0-0.
Okay, and Jeff is nodding. Hey, Jeff. Jeff Dearman is our director tonight. I don't think we have a mic for him, but you and Jeff Dearman got to connect.
Most definitely.
Tell Jeff what we did on Wednesday.
Well, we went to a big event in Boston at the Heinz Convention Center, and basically it was a business event, but the thing that brought us out there was they had a sit-down conversation with the three of the four major owners in the Boston sports teams. That would be Charlie Jacobs, who I had a chance to talk to. I got a chance to ask Larry Lucchino a question, and I got a chance to talk to Steve Pagliuca of the Celtics.
Wow. And, hey, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to turn it over to Jeff for a minute. So I want you guys on the air.
Okay.
Because, Jeff, you can sit down right here. Jeff Dearman is our director, and he and Johnny can talk.
Well, Jeff is getting set. I can tell you the Sox are up 6-2, and for the third day in a row,
Crawford,
in a row, they put up a 5-run inning.
Wow. Oh, I also want you to talk. You can just talk into it if you want. I also want you to talk to Jeff about. Is it cool to talk about Damon?
Yeah.
Not Johnny Damon.
Damon Amendola of 98.5 says when I get my sports show on back and running up on WinCam, he would like to be the first guest.
That's awesome. Yeah, I hear you call in from time to time, and I know they were missing you at the station last couple weeks, so I hope you get back in touch.
It's been somewhat busy with me, but I had a chance to speak with Damon earlier this week on the radio, and he said most definitely when I get the show back up and running, he'd love to come on as a guest again.
Yeah, if I've heard you call in, you're really knowledgeable about sports, so we should have you down at the studio here and have a regular show.
Yeah, we went to the thing in the Heinz Convention Center, and it was very interesting. The ownerships, like I said, I did have a chance to talk to the three owners, although I only was able to get two of them on camera talking to me. But I talked to Charlie Jacobs, and he was a very nice guy, and of course I let him know how I felt about his team.
That's my boss, by the way.
What?
I'm one of the ushers at the Garden. If you didn't, I don't know if you ever.
Well, he understood where I'm coming from, because like I told him, I was 5 years old when this team last won the Stanley Cup. I said, point blank, I said to him, is this the year that you break the 38-year curse of your team, your ownership not winning a Stanley Cup? And he says, very possible. He says to me, how do I know it's 38 years? And I told him the whole story about when I was 5 years old, they won the Stanley Cup, and a couple of days later, my parents took me, my brother, and my sister over to the Federal Reserve Bank in Boston, and we have a picture here. My mother is holding my brother in her arms, me by one hand, and holding the stroller in the other hand with my sister, and my father is behind the camera taking the picture of all of us standing in front of the Stanley Cup.
That's cool. So if you don't mind me asking, what did you ask? Is that what you asked Charlie, or?
No. What I asked. Basically, what happened was with Larry Lucchino, I had a chance to ask him only one question. So I asked him within the 10 years that they've been in ownership of this team, and all the refurbishment that they did on the Fenway Park, did they ever think of putting a dome on the stadium? Where once during the season we have these monsoonal rains, which we have about a week or so of rain, which causes havoc on the schedule. And he says he said to me that we did think of it, but we didn't think it was feasible. And I did say it is I told him it was feasible because back in the late '80s, early '90s, on the Sports Final show with Bob Lobel, when Lobel was hosting it, they had a young man come in who was studying architecture in Boston. at one of the colleges. He was taking architecture courses, and his final test was to remodel one of the Boston landmarks, and he picked Fenway Park, and the only remodeling he did to it, which was what everyone says couldn't be done, was put a dome on it.
Yep.
A retractable dome. So, I mean, it shows it can be done.
Yeah, it would make sense to have a retractable roof because, and when it rains, they can just shut the roof. They wouldn't have to have as many rain delays. They could have more concerts in the winter time and things like that. More revenue.
Well, yeah, see, now, I because I was so short on time with Lucchino, I had one other question. Hopefully, when we get him in studio, if we can ever get him in studio before next year, I can pose the question to him regarding next year is the 100th anniversary of Fenway Park. Why not host a Celtics game there in April, preferably against the Lakers, and do it on a Saturday afternoon at noontime?
Oh, that would be unbelievable. I mean, what they've already had, let's see, they had soccer.
They had the hockey game.
They had soccer.
They have concerts every year. But, well, see, here's the thing now. You host the Celtics in the afternoon on the Sunday afternoon at noon.
And then a doubleheader with the Red Sox.
And the Red Sox at night. But then I go one step farther. Come September when the Patriots start, you do the same thing. Patriots, New York Giants at noontime, Sox, New York Yankees at 8. And the reason why I picked the noontime for the football game is because, as we all know, a football game usually takes 2-3 hours to play. So by starting the game at 3 o'clock, you give them enough time to get the field back in play, so that they can open up the gates at 5 o'clock to start letting the fans in for the baseball game.
Mm-hmm. And that would be amazing to have a basketball game with the Celtics Lakers at Fenway Park. That would be insane.
Oh yeah, I mean,
even bigger than the Winter Classic, I think. But
they got the new kids on the block with the Backstreet Boys coming in next month to play at the Garden. Matter of fact, at the Garden, one weekend, and then they're staying over in Boston for the following weekend, and they're going to play a Saturday concert at Fenway Park, which is big for the new kids. Matter of fact, just to show you, the new kids who are on tour with the Backstreet Boys are going to be on the Today Show Summer Concert Series next week.
Really?
Johnny,
what?
I'm going to have to hang up with you because Frank Delastruto's going to call in.
Yep.
This has been great, but we're going to have a show here with Dearman and Mendelara.
Yeah.
And I think that you and Jeff, and I'll direct, and
Yeah.
you and Jeff can go over the footage we taped of Lucchino, Pagliuca, the whole panel we did,
Yeah.
and Mayor Menino.
Yeah.
And we can make 3 shows out of it, the show with Dearman and Mendelara, and even Dearman can help us introduce these clips.
Right.
This is going to be a great threefer to start off your new show.
Yeah. Well, we'll have
a
to
good
talk
guy.
about it, Joe. I mean, at this point right now, it's still on the drawing board, but
I think you and Jeff are going to have great chemistry because he does the games.
Yep.
You know a lot of people. Johnny knows people. This is going to be magic.
Yep.
I'm very excited, John. What's the scores? Then we got to go.
it is now 6-2 Red Sox in the 6th inning with 2 outs, and let me see if I can get you a Bruins score right now.
All right, and then I got to get Frank on.
It's at the end of 3 periods. It's 1 period. It's 0-0.
Excellent. Johnny Byers. Man, it was a fun week for us, huh?
John the
Yep.
Kid Byers.
All right,
Medford.
Johnny.
I'll be
John from
talking
Medford.
to you, Joe.
John from Medford.
Bye-bye.
We'll update the blog. Bye.
Yep.
So Jeff, this is your first time on Visual Radio. You were on Soapbox with me, right?
Yes, I believe one time, yep.
Yep. But all right, now we
Of course, I've been directing behind the scenes. But
you've been directing behind the scenes, and now my friend Frank can call in. And you know what? I might even phone him, and I'll take my mic back. I'll take my mic back from you.
oh, there you go.
And it's very exciting, people. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Yep, thank you.
And
I'll let
yeah, I didn't mean to get antsy, but when the doors open, I hear a lot of extraneous noise.
Don't worry about it.